Hello my friends, we're looking at the nice cafe bar, actually two of them and one more third under construction to the left. Located at the plateau called Bežanijska Kosa, overlooking most of the new Belgrade. In my previous video I was talking about the buildings that we can see in front of us. But let me quickly just repeat the Genex Tower, actually towers, which used to be called the Western Gate of Belgrade, and in the past it was one of the tallest buildings in Belgrade, definitely. And then right to the right of the Genex Tower there are two towers, a bit more further down. These are the CK towers. There was only one at that location some 22 years ago, and this was the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Yugoslavia. This was their building, but then that building was destroyed during the NATO bombing campaign in 1999, and it was completely renewed afterwards. And then actually a year ago a second building erased next to it, so that we now have not really the twin, but let's say brother and sister or whatever, because they look a bit different. And then there is a kind of a dark colored skyscraper also right from that two buildings, but quite far away. So it doesn't look very big, but this is the so-called Bežanijska building, the most famous landmark of Belgrade. Belgrade, one of the most famous, definitely. And that used to be also the tallest building of the Balkans, because it is also located at a slight hill. So considering also the height of the hill and the height of the building, this was. And then there are also three more tall buildings. If you see the cranes, and then there is we can see from here two buildings at the very far end of Belgrade, also located at a hill called Konjarnik. This is the so-called Rudo. There are three buildings identical practically in the shape. When looking from the sky, they are shaped like the Mercedes sign. Also very impressive. These are called the Eastern Gate of Belgrade. And then some more modern landmarks. First, the bridge over Ada Ciganlija, where we see the main pylon. It is the Asymmetric suspension bridge. Have to say, very nice bridge. I have voted for this option when it was available for voting some 15 years ago. 16 actually, and it was then built according to that option that was voted mostly by the Serbian residents, and it was also the most expensive option as well. And then there is a new landmark, completely new, West 65 Tower, which will be the tallest building in Belgrade once completed, which is expected to be next year. 155 meters, 40 to 44 floors. Part of the West 65 complex located in the Block 65. And the boulevard here in front of us is the boulevard of Milutin Milankovic, the famous mathematician and physicist. And then we see some not so tall but relatively nice office buildings at the very right, next to the trees that you can see, but behind. These are the airport city buildings. I believe that there are 8 in total. This is practically the very center of the office life in Belgrade. It's like it's a city, practically the city. It's called the airport city, but you know that all of the big cities have their city financial city within a city. And then there is a flag of Serbia, quite a large one, but also kind of a teared down over, I mean, from the atmospheric, from the wind and probably sun and rain, the effects of the sun and rain, but still relatively impressive. Okay, that much for now. Back to Belgrade. Let's see what the autumn in Belgrade will look like.